What's going on, guys? It's John here from Hockey, back with another video. This video is going to break down the two trades. The Toronto Maple Leafs trading Andreas Johnsson to the New Jersey Devils in exchange for Joey Anderson. And the Avalanche. Man, I love this deal for the Avalanche. I'm going to bring up the details, but essentially the two players, were Nikita Zadorov going from the Avalanche to the Blackhawks, and they actually re-signed him to a one-year deal, just over $3 million. And Brandon Saad going from the Blackhawks to the Avalanche, $6 million cap hit. The Blackhawks do retain $1 million, and he only had 1 year left. So, yeah, Anton Lindholm was the other piece going to the Blackhawks from the Avs, and Dennis Gilbert was the other piece going from the Hawks to the Avalanche. So I'm just going to quickly jump into this deal. The Avs and Blackhawks, and I don't know what the Blackhawks are doing. Another suspect move from them, in my opinion. I just think they could have waited on trading Saad if it was this. I like Zadorov. I mean, he's huge, like 6'6"? He's huge. But is it really what they needed? Is it really what they wanted in terms of youth? In terms of a guy that can be their future with their next wave of defensemen, whether it's a guy like Boquist or some of the guys they have developing right now. But I look at this move, and Brandon Saad's a guy that maybe during the season or heading to the trade deadline, you could get a first or at least a second round pick plus for. So I don't know if I love it. I think we'll see what Zadorov does with the Blackhawks, but for me, it's just like they add another mediocre defenseman, like a middle of the top six guy. Like Zadorov's not much more than maybe like a fourth defenseman, a second pair guy at the very most. So it's just like another guy that's kind of like that for the Hawks. They really don't have a stud right now. Obviously, Keith is a lot older right now. I mean, Boquist has the potential to be that really good offensive presence on the back end, but outside of that, they don't really have a great defenseman back there. So just another mediocre guy to that group. So I don't know if I like it for the Hawks. Avalanche, I love it. I mean, $5 million for Brandon Saad. If he plays on the line with Rantanen and McKinnon, oh my God, it's going to be crazy. And now they can have a second line of Landeskog, Kadri, and Burakovsky. That's what I would personally do. If I'm the Avalanche, I would do what I just said. Saad, McKinnon, Rantanen, Landeskog, Kadri, and Burakovsky. When I saw Kadri play with Landeskog, I really liked it. I thought it was a great fit. So that's what I would do. But obviously you have the option of stacking that top line with Landeskog, McKinnon, and Rantanen. So that's kind of my thoughts on that deal. The cap is not like a crazy amount being exchanged, especially with the Blackhawks retaining $1 million. The Blackhawks basically only save a little bit from this deal with the Avalanche bringing in $5 million for a guy that, like I said, in a good situation, which he will be entering, he can produce 50, 60 points, 20 plus goals, which I think is a really good situation. And the Andreas Johnsson trade, I'm just going to jump into it really quickly. I already talked about it in a different video. The Leafs bring in Boyd, the Leafs bring in Bogosian, some depth pieces, and they bring in Joey Anderson, who could probably get some time with the Leafs this year. He is an RFA. He's a guy that can get under your skin. I watched him with the World Juniors with the U.S. a couple years ago. He was, I think, the captain for that team, and he put up a point per game. He's only 22. He's a guy that could probably project to be a third-line winger, third-line player, and I do like the addition for the Leafs. Is it what Leaf fans thought they were going to get in terms of maybe a draft pick? No. But they had to move Andreas Johnsson to create the cap space, $3.4 million cap hit, and it was just signed as well as the captain contract, and now both guys are gone. It was literally 1 year, I guess just over 1 year ago when they signed those two contracts. So it's interesting, but I think it makes sense in the big picture, and maybe they still trade Kerfoot to create some space to get another defenseman. But right now they bring in Bogosian. You have guys like Lettinen, Sandin, Dermott, Justin Hull, all going to be competing for the spot with Muzzin if Brody does, in fact, partner with Riley, and then that bottom pair. So you have like 5 defensemen, or maybe even 6 defensemen, battling for the final 3 spots in that top 6. So that will be interesting. And I do think the Devils, they bring in a guy, and they still have a lot of cap space, like I think 16 to 18 million of cap space. Like they're up there in cap space. And they bring in a guy like Andreas Johnsson that can play a significant role in your top 9. Obviously not an elite player to any standards, but a guy that could probably produce anywhere from like 40 to 55 points, I'll just say. So we'll see where he fits with the Devils. But thank you so much for watching. I just wanted to break down quickly the 2 trades. Please subscribe, drop a like, leave a comment. This was John from Hockey. Have a good one. Peace out.